All right. Good morning, Spartans. Welcome to another live stream. How's everyone's day going so far? How was New York Open? I've had a pretty decent morning, sitting at $370 positive P&L. Day's been pretty straightforward. Looking for longs pretty much right after that first 15-minute open, 15-minute opening range was kind of set up in here. This is actually the 5-minute opening range. I think I might have deleted those markers, but in any regards, that first 15 minutes is here. And after we've pushed above that, we've basically been in a long EMAs are stacked in a rising formation. So personally, I'm just looking for longs, just waiting for pullbacks at this point. And I said we can get this down. This is the white line is your 9 EMA on a 5-minute chart. Your blue one here is the 21 EMA. We've already bounced off that area once. Anytime we've broken down below the 9, that following candle immediately closes back above the 9. You can see that happen here. That happened here right away. Let's see if that happens a third time. You get a 5-minute closure below the 9, and the next candle immediately pushes higher. This is a trading view on the 15-minute chart. Just looking at a couple of different layouts on my charts. This one's got yesterday's high of day, previous high of day in yellow here. Big boxes here is just an indicator denoting showing where the fair value gaps are. Different colored bars are letting me know these are inside bars. Blue line here is your 20 SMA. Dotted line is VWAP. Red line is the Globex Open. I've talked about this a lot on this channel, and you'll notice, pardon me, you'll notice at 4:45 a.m. you get that touch of the Globex Open, immediately bought up, forms um, a beautiful looking candle here, right? Like that wick just sucks all the way back up. I was sleeping during that time, obviously, like most people are, but it would have been a good opportunity to potentially go long as you get that Globex Open on that Arami candle. So just waiting now, being patient, looking for a good setup. See if we get that 5-minute close again. All right, guys, just sitting, waiting here, waiting for a good opportunity to go long. Still holding that 9 EMA on the 5 minute. Still kind of just chopping around in this 15-minute order block from back on Thursday, the 15th of January. Was like a deeper back to go long here. I mean, just really good at this point of the day, just looking for quick, as you see at the top of my screen here, just 10-point scalp. This is essentially exactly that. It's actually less than that. I think I've got it set at 7 points right now. So three contracts is $45 for quick scalps. Just mark this top here. See if we can't get a 5 minute break and hold a break and close above that. Otherwise, really would want to get a buy down here on the 21 EMA. This pivot here acting as support, right? I mean, I'll put an order there, but I don't think we're getting down there anytime soon. So it's a slow time of day, guys, obviously, being lunchtime in New York here. If you're watching this on replay, I appreciate it. If you could take a quick moment out of your day and smack the like button, hit subscribe. That does help the channel immensely. I do appreciate that. Also, feel free to drop a comment letting me know how your morning was. Not much going on here. We're just holding this little range between the 910s and 880s, 30-point range right now. ATR in the 5 minute is sitting at 24. Pretty low volatility, guys. 15 on the 2 minute. So there's not a lot right here right now. Got a White House press briefing at 11 a.m. 1 p.m. I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure if sometimes, depending on what Trump's got to say in any kind of pre-recorded. I do see on Financial Juice here that Trump's meeting with Secretary of Air Force as well. So I'm not sure if 1 p.m. might bring a little more volatility, but it's pretty Pretty slow right now for sure. Just kind of grinding higher off this 5 EMA here. So not much for me to do at this point. Like I mentioned, I would like a bit of a deeper retracement into and around that 21 EMA, 20 EMA, 20 SMA where you're looking at, but just a deeper pullback here. Give me a chance to potentially take a quick long scalp. I don't want to buy up here. We are holding that nine. We're riding it pretty good. As I mentioned, the two times that we broke and closed below the nine, we immediately on that next candle got sucked all the way back up. So nothing but bullish signs for me. I have no desire to short at this time. Unfortunately, when you're not doing that and you're just waiting for longs, that's exactly what you're doing. You're being patient and waiting. But I got no problem making $370 in the 2 hours that I've been online here trading. So it's one recommendation I can give you guys out there. It's the one thing that'll instantly make you a better trader overnight is having patience and waiting for the price to come to you versus chasing. And we all get that FOMO. We get that volatility where we just get a big push. Candle starts going green like it is now. You're thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna go test a high. I'm gonna jump in now, right? But more times than often, that candle will fail. The pullback puts you under some pretty serious drawdown. At that point, you got to make a decision. You stop out, or you're gonna stay in that. If you don't stop out, you end up adding into it. You end up adding into it. It pulls back deep enough. You're oversized. Next thing you know, you blow the account. I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen this happen way too often. And the line that I've got marked here, obviously, I'm looking for a close, right? And you're getting that rejection here is for 5, 10, 15, 20, over a half an hour rejecting that, 9, 10 area, right? Got to get a close above that area. And even then, I'm going to be waiting for it to pull back before I attempt a long, which I don't even feel comfortable longing way up here. Again, I wanted to get a deeper pullback into that 880 area, preferably. So for now, we wait. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Be glad to answer them for you. All right, getting that push now. Still got 3.5 minutes left on this 5 minute candle. Let's see if we do get a close. Make a run for that wick there. A lot of congestion overhead as well. Not sure that I really like going long at this point anymore, unless I again I get a super deep pullback. You just look at this whole area on the daily chart. All right, we got this whole volume area up in here, open and closes, highs. Pretty pretty solid resistance up in here. So not to say, I mean, we can't keep climbing a little bit, but it's already slowed down significantly. I'm actually mark that level here. So I'm gonna mark this high there. So strong 5 minute candle for sure. I'll see if that next one can pull back maybe to these wicks here. That would leave me enough room for a scalp where I'm not looking for a new high. Strong push from that 5 minute candle. New high. Wow. So he just wants to keep going higher, chat. See if we can't get a bit of a pullback here on this next 5 minute candle. Might be asking a lot to come down to these wicks, and to be honest, we might just test where my red line is out of curiosity. Let's see. What should be the wick test of that green candle where the red line is? Not getting much of a pullback on this candle, guys. Not really trusting this action at this point. The way these 30-minute candles have been forming, progressively getting smaller, a little doji here. Not a lot of volume in this move, right? That's why I'm waiting for a deeper pull. See if I can scalp something. All right, Spark. I'm back in. Looks like I got triggered into a trade here and was up a little bit, I guess. 5 points. This is another spot where I'd potentially want to go on. It's a little close to my entry, so I'm going to leave it. But look for a bounce off that 9 EMA is a good spot, right where the yellow line is. Three and a half minutes left in this 5 minute bar, so probably going to push a little bit lower, to be honest. We'll see if we repeat the pattern that we had on the 5 minute bars closing underneath the 9. Still really holding that 9 getting up, right? You can see that. And it's the top of this range, right? It's kind of where we broke up, break and retest. Good spot to be long, in my opinion. If this candle could flip here, then we'll definitely hit that 10 point target, no problem. I may go to break even here pretty quick. Just because if I don't see a big push out of this candle now, I'm expecting it to close lower. So I think I'm going to drop it right now. Now that we got that flip, I expect to hit that break even or that target. Hit it. There we go. All right, decent little trade there. It's not much, 45 bucks, but quick little scalp off that 90 EMA was a little bit. I think it came off of these wicks here. This was the better entry, 907. And that, there's 12, 15 points there. At this point now, I'm going to wait for this 5 minute candle to close. Let's see where that brings us. P&L sitting at 414. This is a take profit trader evaluation account. You can see the balance is at 52.3. So it looks like I need about $700 more to pass this account. Not sure if I'm going to push that right now, try to get over the hump today, or if I look at doing that tomorrow. We'll see what kind of sales present right now. I don't see a lot in terms of big moves during lunchtime for the most part. Still holding that 90 EMA, still holding that yellow line I drew, which was the breakout point, right? Break and retest. So there's a really good spot to get long, guys, for an easy 10 points. And again, not looking for big moves at this point in time of the day. Your ATR is sitting right in the corner here. It's at 23 on a 5 minute chart. It's just awful. So what's that? What that tells you is that in 5 minutes, you can expect the price to move 21 points, right? 20 points. So taking a half ATR is good. Yeah, taking a half minimum, half ATR, quarters of an ATR, a full ATR, obviously, anywhere in there when you're scalping is good. Still would like that 21 EMA test down here. This would be a really good spot to get another scalp in. And for those of you wondering, today's profit of $414 has all been made trading micros. So if anyone out there tells you you can't do it on micros, they're full of shit. Easily done. It helps mitigate risk a little bit versus trading minis, right? I can control my risk a lot better. I can look at averaging into a trade if I feel like I'm in, I'm still in an area. For example, I've got three here. If that fails, still bullish, right? Like I'm not wrong. It's still bullish until we break below, this pivot here, right? So look at adding here. In that case, or look at adding, let's say here. If that breaks and gets underneath, I probably would stop out, right? So some flexibility, I guess, is what I'm getting at when you're using micros versus trading on minis, where all of a sudden you're like looking at your drawdown and you're like, shit, I got no more room. Then you feel like a real malaka and you don't know what you're doing, right? Looks like we're pushing higher again. Just that slow grind higher, guys. Slowly grinding higher. See what goes up to. Gold is pulling back a little bit. Essentially changing, right? OYM, RTY starting to round up. If we're ever going to get that tested, the 21 EMA, it's been a long time since we tested that. This is not really even a test because this would have been a little bit lower, right? Since this morning. Not much for me to do here, guys. I'm just waiting. Just getting caught up on some emails while I'm sitting around waiting. Just curious what that looks like there. It's not a bad for a quick scalp. I mean, it's been respecting that 9 EMA, right? All the way up here. But that being said, I think I'm looking for a deeper pullback at this point, if we get one. I mean, you look at its 15-minute, it's just ugly. Really small candles, right? Really small ranges in here. Even that 1 hour. Just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we may grind higher the rest of the day here, but I would like a deeper pullback, right? Like, so I would have been here entered. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll paper trade that one in our brain. Would like to see it crack that 9 EMA. Crack it, baby, crack it. All right, let's see what happens here. We're starting to break a little bit below that 9 EMA. See if we can't test that 21. doesn't want to break and or close underneath that 9 EMA. It's really, really getting bought up there, right? And this retest level as well, where we got this big push, right? You see, you got this big breakout candle here. See if you can get a bit of a push lower here. So the green line is where my entry is. I got up there. Waiting to see if we can test that 21 EMA on the 5. But getting a lot of buying up in here again, right? Buying at that yellow line I've marked up. We may get a close. Yeah, like, I mean, we're getting bought up there. Let's see how this candle closes. It'll be interesting. If this candle flips and turns green in the next 40 seconds or so, I'm a betting man that we test this double tier. All right, here's a bit of that push lower. It's kind of the deeper pullback I was looking for. See if we can't get filled here. 50 seconds left in this 5-minute bar. We may be missed here, guys. I think we may be missed. Might close back up inside that yellow line that I got marked out, and then you'd be looking at breaking this high at that point. So if that does happen, I'd be interested in taking a quick scalp up based on how this 5-minute bar is closing. About 20 seconds left. I think we're going to close inside that. So that would have been a nice trade. Got missed by 3 points or so. Gonna leave this for a second. Just want to see how this closes. So pretty strong close by the Bulls, wicking that all the way up. Let's see if we reject the 9 now here to push lower. Or does the pattern repeat, which we'll go back here. Red candle closing underneath the 9. The next 5 candle, big buy up. The next time we get a close underneath the 9 EMA, we get another big strong close above it. This is our next one here. So if the pattern repeats itself, this next candle should close green and test these wicks essentially, right? There's push. I'm going to jump in early. And I will add down here if it comes back down. I'm liking how that wick formed here and how this candle is forming at the moment. And seeing that pattern, if seeing if that pattern is going to repeat itself, where the next 5 minute bar gets bought up and immediately closes back above the 9 EMA. It's almost, closing underneath the 9, inducing some shorts to then pull it back up again. Still kind of chopping around in here. Let's see what happens. At most, I was up 11, 6 points. It's close. No, it looks like about 4 points. Think we get this candle to close pretty sharply above this wick in green. We will make a push for this area, most likely. Ten seconds left in the 5 minute bar. See how we close here. It's not looking super decisive. We get a little push here, second or two, but we are technically above that. We close back above the 9, which is what I mentioned. Not convincingly, although, so we may pull back a little bit here. Form that bottom wick, flip green, and break that wick. We should hit target there. Fairly straightforward, guys. Moving to break even. Now, if we flip again, flip this bar red again, then I'm gonna look get in on the 9 on the 21 EMA, which looks like I'll wait for that. Look for an entry just a little bit lower. So just kind of dancing around, flipping red, flipping green. If we can get that entry down at the 21 EMA, I've been waiting for that for quite a while now. If not, guys, I might call it. At least take a break for another hour and a half or so. Come back when there's a little more volume in the market. ATR starting to really die down, sitting at 20 on a 5 minute chart. Our 1 minute ATR is seven points, right? So not a lot happening now. I'm gonna give this another 5 minute bar, and we'll see how the next one opens and closes here. Just no volume, guys. No volume. That might be the move here. I mean, with FOMC coming up here on Wednesday, right? I'm not sure what else you can ask of the market. We opened up in the 700s. We are in the nines, right? There's a 220 point push from open. We may consolidate up in here, come down to this area, maybe consolidate, move back up again. So essentially just range up in this area. So I'm going to exit out of that. All right, guys, I'm going to call it here for a little bit. It's 12:45. Not sure that I'm going to get another setup here that I'm interested in until later on in the day. I may look at jumping back on in Power Hour. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me, following along. For those of you that are watching on replay, I do appreciate that as well. Please smack the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss when I do go live. I appreciate the support. We'll talk soon, Spartans. Ciao.